depending on where you are in the world. It's Wednesday today, and we are back for another Confidence Convo. This is episode 16, and this week we have a very special guest with us. But before we get started, I'd like to introduce myself. I am Davina Maria, and I am a master coach and founder of the Restore Yourself Method and host of Worthy Women Facebook group. And I help female go-getters in their 30s develop unshakable confidence so they can powerfully step into their limitless potential. Over to you, Joanna.
Hello, everybody. Hi, Davina. Hello, Joe. Thank you for being here today. My name is Joanna Tonkin. I'm a registered psychotherapist and I'm a confidence coach, and I am the founder of the Confidence Formula. I work with young adults to help them improve their self-confidence so that they can become successful. Davina and I got together to create this for you because we are obsessed with all things personal development, and we strongly believe in the power of learning from one another.
And just to clarify, we are not perfect at being confident all of the time. Like you, we move through our struggles and overcome obstacles and mindsets to continuously improve. So just think of us as guides by your side. So, Joe, welcome to our Confidence Convo. I'd love for you to introduce yourself and just tell us a little bit more about you and why you got into style coaching.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. This is actually my very first podcast. So I'm actually really excited to be here and I appreciate the opportunity. So my name is Joanna Meneses. We thought it'd be easier if we just call myself today Joe. And I'm I'm a style coach and I am the founder of a company called Styling You Confident that is based in Southampton. I work with men and women from all backgrounds that all seek the same, which is style confidence. So I actually empower my clients through personal styling and life coaching for them to achieve their true potential. So how I got into life coaching, it's actually a little bit of my own story. For a good part of 2 decades, I've struggled with my own self-esteem and confidence, and I turned to start coaching so that it would help me overcome my own setbacks, my own mindset blocks. As we know, those that can really stop you from living your best life. That's kind of the inspiration behind what I do. I just wanted to use my story, as a kickstart, and knowing that if I can do it, I can certainly help and inspire other people to do the same. So I thought that regular styling just didn't fit the bill. There was obviously a gap for helping individuals from inside out. So what you see in the image that you see in the mirror, it's only one side of the coin. And I feel like life coaching really helps support my clients, by helping them with their mindset, with their with their self-limiting beliefs, and with their own self-confidence as well.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for being here, Joe. We really appreciate it. And that's a very inspiring story, knowing that you've been through the journey yourself and now you're looking to help other people is really inspiring and nice to hear. How does dressing confidently help your clients or even yourself, to feel more confident, more empowered? How does that affect their mindset?
I feel that when you wear clothes that you like and, that makes you feel really good about yourself, you instantly get a little confidence boost, and that confidence boost can really impact your motivation, your, productivity, your mood, your energy levels, and, knowing that you're setting yourself up in the best way possible, by wearing something that it makes you feel really good about yourself, you are probably most likely to be more successful, in achieving your goals. So
I think that's really interesting. I know we spoke a few episodes ago about success and what it means to many people. And we know that some of our clients define success as getting the job that they want. So I find that that's really interesting what you've just mentioned there, that the way that you dress can actually make you more successful in terms of, if we're talking about careers, there is a saying that says dress for the job that you want, and I just kind of thought of that when you were talking there. So that's really, really interesting.
Absolutely, yes. When you show up as that person that you are meant to be, so a lot of people say, oh, I want to be really successful, in my job. I want to be seen as someone that can lead a team, that can lead a company. But if you don't show up as that person, you probably are setting yourself up a little bit for a fail. But if you do show up, as the person that you intend to be, then you will start wiring, your mindset will start wiring and start believing that you are the person that you're showing up, So that really impacts and influences your actions on a daily basis, your your thinking process, your motivation, and you're definitely most likely to be successful because of that.
I absolutely love that. So if we think about, let's imagine there's some people in the world, I'm sure there's loads of people in the world who really, really struggle when it comes to choosing the right clothing for themselves to make themselves feel confident. Are there any tips that you can give listeners who maybe think, I have no idea what I need to wear to feel confident? Are there any tips that you can give them?
Okay, so this is probably going to be less traditional to a certain point, but I would say the first point that you need to stop comparing yourself. I often find that comparison is the thief of joy. So when you try to follow and copy someone's, personal style, often you will just find that it doesn't quite resonate with you. You just feel like, why can't I just look the same way that a person looks? Why can't I just feel as confident as that person? And that is because you are two completely different individuals, with just different personalities, with different lifestyles, with different bodies, with different colorings. So I would say to just stop comparing and stop following what everyone else is doing and start focusing on, what really resonates with your lifestyle, what your personal taste is, what is your personality. Then when it comes to actually choosing, when clothes and dressing for your body, I like to focus on my clients. I like to help them focus on their favorite and their positive, like physical attributes. Often people try to like hide some part of themselves, like they don't like their tummy or they don't like their thighs, or and that thinking process, it actually reinforces a negative relationship with your own body. So I would say just put the weapons down, shift your focus, shift your mindset, and try and look for the positive. So what is it that you like about yourself, or even in some extreme cases, what is it that you don't mind showing off? And try and shift the focus to that instead of focusing on, oh my god, I need to hide, I need to just cover up, so that would be one of the things. When it comes to practicality, when it comes to actually shopping, some actual like sort of more styling tips, would be to just pick pieces that are tailored, that are well made, that you feel like they fit you better, because you will probably end up like feeling better about yourself as well. To pick pieces that are versatile, to choose quality, and ultimately just pieces that makes you feel really comfortable. So yeah,
It's a lot of
it's
really
a lot of
helpful
tips.
tips. Yeah.
Yeah, just depending what kind of like direction, but usually that's kind of what I would sort of say if you're wanting to feel, more confident.
Yeah. What would you say to someone who is looking to maybe like express themselves more authentically, or like wanting to embrace a unique style that maybe is different than what's normal or trendy in the moment? What would you say to someone like that?
So I often say that obviously when you sorry, could you just repeat that just so to make sure that I got it the right
Yeah,
the way that I'm
of course,
thinking
of
it is?
course. So what would you say to someone who had maybe a different style than what was maybe trendy or fashionable in the moment? Maybe they wanted to express themselves with vibrant colors or patterns that weren't, traditionally, cool or mainstream. How would you help someone kind of authentically and creatively kind of express themselves using fashion or clothing?
Yeah, so that actually happens quite a lot, with the clients that I help. There's no like cookie cutter approach. Like one style isn't going to suit everyone, and everyone is so unique. You have to embrace what makes you you. That is kind of what I always say, that is your superpower, And if you like vibrant colors and if you like, interesting patterns, then absolutely, just go for it. Often we don't do it because we are afraid of, like, we've it's the fear of judgment, it's the whole people pleasing, it's all of these
Yeah.
like sort of external aspects that we kind of internalizing ourselves, and that is what's stopping us from actually living a more authentic life. But
Mm.
I feel like it's really important to just align yourself with your values, with that person that you aspiring to be. And if like bright colors and patterns and all of that is what makes you happy, then go for it. Definitely.
I love that. I think you've picked up some really key points. And, we speak about these, when we talk about confidence, almost on every episode, we speak about some of the things you've just mentioned, especially not comparing yourself to others, being authentic, being true to yourself, and, kind of embracing your unique style. But also the fact that, a lot of people know that this is what they should do, but they don't do it because they are afraid of what people will say or people will think, or, the judgment and just the way that, people might react to them. So, when we started sort of confidence convos, the whole point of the podcast was to kind of empower women and men and everyone else in the world who feels that they maybe don't have the confidence to do what they want to do, whether that's get the job or, dress confidently, or whether they'd like to start dating again, whatever it is. We kind of started with that aim of giving them the tips and the tools to help out. So I think it's really interesting what you've just touched on. And the next question kind of leads in very nicely to that, because we wanted to know, either yourself or maybe you can think of a couple of clients that you've worked with, how do you or how do your clients manage when other people criticize their style, or when other people don't like their choice of colors or their choice of pattern or their choice of, how short their skirt might be, or, whatever it is? How do you manage that, or how do your clients manage that?
Right. So there's obviously different, there's different layers to this. One could be that obviously we could go in a direction. When you said that the shorter skirt, I was thinking immediately like workwear, in my head.
Yeah.
Actually, oh, workwear. Hang on, it might not be appropriate. Obviously, you've got to dress for the occasion and your
Mm-hmm.
lifestyle, right? But when it comes to managing expectations and that whole, being afraid of stepping into yourself, what I actually have to say about this is, what if stepping into your authentic self, and as showing up as who you intend to be, might actually be what someone else needs to see? Because you never know
Mm-hmm.
how far, like, and how positive, the ripple effect can be for you just turning up as your own happy, authentic form self, as an example, I've had a client that she works in an accounting sort of department, in Middle East, and she messaged me to say, that she had gone to work. Obviously, I don't know if you know, but as accountants, the work attire tends to be more neutral, more sort of
Yeah.
stern, isn't it? A little bit more reserved. and her color palette was this beautiful, like spring light colors, and she really loved them. They really made her feel amazing. So she stepped into work, into her new clothes, just feeling, very happy in herself. And she actually had comments from her work colleagues saying that, oh, if you can wear color, then I can wear color. And if you're turning up without, then, oh my God, you know what, tomorrow I'm going to wear color too. And that's just it. You just don't know how far, all this time we are stopping ourselves from living that amazing life, because we fear judgment. We fear that, what if the worst going to happen? What if someone doesn't know? What if I offend someone? But the truth is, you might actually, end up inspiring other people, and you might be causing a much more positive impact than you think. So yes, I would say you'll never be everyone's cup of tea, obviously, but just don't be afraid of just embracing your true self, because 9 out of times, from in my experience, it just ends up causing this positive sort of effect on people rather than negative. So yeah, I feel like most of the times it's all our mindset, isn't it? Our blocks that we go through in our minds, that we just so afraid of what's going to happen.
I love that. I really loved hearing about that client of yours. It really shows how, you don't really know the impact that you're having on other people. And then, just kind of stepping into your authenticity, into your confidence can really have a positive ripple effect in other people.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that message, when I got it, I was like, this is it. This is what I'm doing this for. It's just so you can go on and impact other people as well. So.
I've also never really thought about, the confidence kind of coming from what you wear. Like the work that I do, I'm a psychotherapist, so it's kind of like the internal mindset working from the inside out. And Davina has mentioned this in previous episodes, how to kind of work from the outside in, right? Taking some of those compliments in and making them like land, or wearing the clothing that makes you feel really good from the outside and let it land. And so I really like this perspective of, confidence, inherently come from the inside out, and that's the way that we can work on it, but we can also take in from the outside. And so I'm really enjoying hearing about that.
Yeah. And as you mentioned, as a psychotherapist, obviously your goal is to have your clients open up to you, right? You want them to open up to you. And this kind of touches, Davina kind of knows what I'm going to say, I think. But this touches on the basis that most people don't know, is that in terms of clothing, of colors, of patterns, lines, everything has a subtle message, right? And it can actually evoke certain, it can convey certain messaging as well in the other person that perceives you. So if we think about, in terms of colors, what they mean and what they sort of project, and I would say that, for instance, in your line of job, you would probably want people to open up to you, right? And they will probably be most likely to feel relaxed, and they can have a conversation with you if you wear, for instance, lighter colors as opposed to dark colors, because dark colors tend to kind of convey a little bit more authority, a little bit more, that stern side of it, and people will probably be less likely to open up to you if you wear like black as opposed to like beige or white, So that's the other side of what I do, is helping my clients align their image, their personal image with the goals, with the, with their jobs, obviously, and just helping them to basically, through their style, transmit those subtle messages that sometimes, come before we even have the chance to speak. So, yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, really, really fascinating. But Jo, we are going to have to get you on to another episode, because I want to hear more about colours.
Okay.
I think between Joanna and I'm sure there's lots of useful tips you can give us for our coaching and our clients. So we will definitely have to get you on again. But unfortunately for today, we've kind of reached the end of our episode. I know it's gone really quickly, but it's been so great chatting with you on this topic. And we will be back for more confidence convos very, very soon. And for more information on who we are, what we do, and our love of all things confidence and self-development, you can find or follow us from our social media information, which will be posted below in the comments. And if you like what you've heard, feel free to like, share, or subscribe. We will also share Jo's details so that you can get in touch with her if you'd like to talk to her a bit more about styling and colours. But for now, we're saying goodbye. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you so much, Jo. I've learned so much today.
Oh, thanks for having me. This was really lovely. Thank you.